Alright, this is how to make a clean chicken water, sealed chicken water, however you want to call it. What you need is these special nipples. And what they are is the chickens peck at the metal here. It goes sideways. I don't know if you can see this, but this bit moves when this moves and releases the water. So there'll be a little drip of water on here that they can drink. These work great. Been using them for a couple of years now. No more chicken poop in your water and whatnot. All you need is a 5-gallon bucket, a bunch of these. These are really cheap. I think about $1 a piece, if that. They're very inexpensive. I think they're just called poultry nipples. You do a search online, find them. Anyhow, and you need try this 21/64 drill bit. This might be a little bit too small, but we'll give her a try real quick. All you do is drill your holes. Important thing with plastic is don't push, just let it eat through. And then let's see here. Yeah. Go up to 11/32. You don't want to cut your holes too big, so it's always better to start off a little small. Yeah, that's about right. I could even maybe go 23/64, which is your next size up. We'll see. I'm going to try it with this. And I like to use plumber's tape on this, just to create a better seal. Just your standard cheap plumber's tape. You don't want to cover the metal at all, so you gotta make your tape fit. Do about a turn and a half, 2 turns. These are tapered. I don't know if you can see it, but the thread is tapered too. So you almost don't need the tape if you cut your hole the right size, but I like to do it. It helps out. So there's my tape on. I'm going to try to get this in the hole now. It's going. That's about the right size. So 11/32 drill bit is about perfect. The place where you buy them from probably says what diameter drill bit to use, and there might be different manufacturers of these, so you probably want to go with their recommendation, or just eyeball it like I do. You know, start with a little smaller one and work your way up. So I put in there basically flush. You do that for, I'm going to put 4 in this one. You can put as many as you want. I got 27 chickens, and the current one I have out there only has 3. Really, it's fine. They take turns and whatnot, so they're usually not all thirsty at the same time. But I have really big chickens, so 4 is a good spacing too. I could probably get by with maybe 6 or 8, and they could all drink at the same time, but I think 4 will be fine, so that's what I'm going to do today. Then all you got to do is put a cover on, whatever kind you want, and hang it about around a foot off the ground, maybe a little higher, 14 inches, something like that. Basically, depending on your chicken, you want them a little bit above eye level so they can see them. They'll be attracted to the red of this, and they'll peck at it. And you don't have to teach them; they just peck at it the first time, and then they'll start using it from then on because they'll get a little water and they're good to go. So I'll show you that as well. Yeah, so I hope you enjoy it. Alright, so we got our 4 nipples screwed in. Now I'm going to put some water in it and bring it out and put it in the chicken coop. And you can see them using it. Maybe I'll demonstrate this really quick with just a little bit of water in here too. I'll try to. Here I'm filling the bucket up with water. This will hold 5 gallons if you're using a 5-gallon bucket. And you can heat this in the winter. I'll show you the heater I use. It's a 5-gallon bucket. I'm not sure what it's called. It's not a bucket heater, but it keeps the water from freezing. It just keeps it at above, 34 degrees or whatever. There's other ones that are like 1500 watt units you don't want to buy because they will really affect your electric bill. The one that I have is like under $20, and it just keeps the water above freezing, which is all you need. As you can see, there's no leak. No water on the floor. And if the chair will cooperate, I'll do a demo here. Okay, so here you go. Now pretend this is in your chicken coop. Chicken walks along, sees the red, is attracted by this unit here, and pecks at it. I don't know if you can see now, they pecked it twice. There's a nice drop of water there. And another drop of water. Just continue, as long as they peck, it gives more water. See it dripping off my finger? But when they're not pecking, holds the water tight. No leaks. As long as you install them correctly, which I have. So, now I'll go and put it in the chicken coop, and hopefully you can watch some of the chickens peck at it if they're thirsty. So here it is installed. I'm guessing at the height that might be a little bit too high. I'll have to check it later. Chickens are out and about because it just rained. They're after worms, so it might be a little bit high, but should be alright. Recommend attaching it with a chain that you can adjust the height. And what I did for a lid is I'm just using an old screw-on lid. The other bucket I use has the screw-on adapter on the cover. This one doesn't, but it'll still seal all right. You could use whatever kind of lid you want. The hardest bit about the lids is if you're using the handle to lift it, it kind of squeezes from the weight of the water. And remember, this is about 50 pounds of water when it's full, so getting the lid on is quite difficult with most lids. This one, however, will slide right in without the screw adapter. There's that heater I was talking about, and once I put the lid on, it'll go down in the bottom, and that just keeps the water from freezing in the winter. It's not that cold now, but we have still gotten some cold spells. Once it gets better, I'll probably take that out and clean it until next winter, but for right now it's just going to stay in there. And all I did for the cord is I just drilled a hole in the top and then used some I don't know if you can see that, some gasketing material, whatever you, just to fill the holes so dirt doesn't get in. It's not 100% perfect. You know, you're still going to get a little bit of dirt in there just opening it and closing it. But the nice thing about this is you just take out the bucket and dump it. If you got 2 buckets set up this way, you can clean one and then bring the other one, you know. Basically, they don't need cleaning though. I mean, just rinsing out is the biggest thing compared to regular chicken waters that get shit in them all the time. These don't. You get dust, which usually just floats on the top of the water and that, so it's pretty easy to rinse out. Anyhow,